Alright then, action!
What the hell are you doing? You're trying to like direct a movie?
I would like to direct a Minecraft movie, but I mean, I would need some plots.
I got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
You got me? You got some horror plots for me?
This is just cringe. Let's do the list.
Alright, let's get into it.
In a 10 apocalypse. I mean, an apocalypse movie is kind of the easiest kind of movie to make in general, let alone with Minecraft. I mean, there are zombies in the game that already can infect villagers, so there is plenty that you could actually do with this idea. Either you focus on a small village that's slowly being infected, maybe gets overrun fast, or maybe you have the story focus on a valiant hero, Steve, who's trying to save the village, or at least or maybe ends up doing it, I don't know, okay? There are so many different zombie movies and storylines that it's the easiest thing to do, but it's also probably the cheapest and most boring storyline that they could produce. But at this point, any Minecraft movie would probably still make a boatload, even though there's already one on the horizon. If any animators want to make a Minecraft movie, hit me up, I can write it, we'll make some magic.
Coming in at number 9, A Golem's Life. The witness of death, really and truly. A great movie plot, or should I say a horror plot, would be A Golem's Life. It's kind of like A Bug's Life. Here we are watching a golem and all the terrors that came. Golems are the protectors of the villages, and it would be only right to show them going through the pain of having them watch their creators die in front of their eyes before they can move or even do anything. Watching the children get slaughtered by whoever God knows they decide to play as, the dark entity, but have to come to some Avenger type-esque Power Ranger golem, because it's like there's definitely some different variants from all games, but if they were to squad up and definitely come through, they would be a real force to reckon with. Except there's no big purple alien that can destroy the overworld with the snap of his finger. But I mean, the golems would probably take him down anyways.
And it ain't Skulk. The Skulk got added, and it was the main feature of the Minecraft 1.19 update. Is absolutely insane, and now the scariest part of the actual gameplay. Basically, if you treat this like the Quiet Place, but with Minecraft characters, you would be set. As long as you treat it like Quiet Place 1 and not 2. Making the Warden and the Skulk feel like monsters, and they learn about making pathways and whatnot would be a pretty decent story, or even what they did in A Quiet Place and have the world already adapted to these creatures, and we just see what happens from there. Like the ancient builders are living in these cities because they already know about the Skulk and whatnot, but there would still be conflict surrounding the idea, and then the Warden would show up, and yeah.
Coming in at number 7, The Life of a Warden. Ooh, The Life of a Warden would be a great one to make into a movie, because the life of a warden is not just greatest, okay? He's the blind mob in the game with a lot of potential. You remember the movie Monsters Inc? He kind of reminds me of the big Sully guy, the big blue furry dude. But yeah, it would be pretty dope to find out how the warden came to be. Like, how is he blind? How did that happen? Why does he attack on sight anything that makes a noise? Maybe the warden just likes his peace and quiet, or the iteration of him hunting down the souls to fill his empty chest. Who knows? But one thing I know is to leave the big guy alone, unless you want to feel that sonic boom through walls, or the big thumping noise that he is chasing you, showing off what he does when we are not around or bothering him, would definitely be something I would want to watch. Hopefully he keeps it PG.
In at 6, Slender Man. Get it? Remember that horrible Slender Man movie that we all want to forget? Sorry. But personally, I think that it would be absolutely hilarious if there was a Minecraft animated horror movie version of that, but with an Enderman instead of Slender Man. I mean, the Endermen were inspired by that creepypasta, and it would be so funny, but also actually quite a fitting parody that would actually take an aspect of Minecraft lore that we don't quite really understand and expand on it. Maybe confirm some things that we suspect, maybe don't. I mean, they could even work MatPat's theory into it as the sort of legend that causes the girls to search for Slenderman in the first place in the original movie. They could do that, but make it MatPat's theory for Endermen. Plus, it would also explain why the few Endermen we see actually came to the Overworld, since if they all want out of the end, why are they still there? I don't know, they could make some sort of slender bird box kind of thing where they can't even look at the monster because it's an Enderman, I think it would be really good if they did it well. Plus, it's like the vampires suck of Minecraft movies.
Midway through at number 5, the villagers versus piglins. Well, the villagers versus piglins is pretty much Legends in a nutshell, but think about it this way. Instead of just the all-out war, we would see what drove the villagers mad. I mean, we know it was the piglins, but really why though? Were the piglins eating up all the stock on the farms? Were the children getting confused by seeing pigmen and asking questions? Maybe too many questions. As you know, Steve comes in to save the day, but it ain't about Steve. The piglins have a taste for gold, and not in a good way. They are mean and they will beat you up. Like if you ain't packing the goods, you are gonna get toasted. Boom, roasted. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is what drove the villagers insane as to why we don't see them really have gold. Guess the piglins really ran off with it. And what would make such a great plot to roll with? I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless when it comes to these mobs. Just try not to get caught in the crossfire. We may just have to wait until Legends come out.
And for the Nether. What's more horror than Satan's domain? Probably my headspace after 10 p.m. on a Friday night when I'm watching How I Met Your Mother for the third time this year. But in Minecraft specifically, okay, this is where all of the horrible things in the world seem to truly come from. I mean, like, yeah, the overworld has creepers, but I'd rather deal with a creeper than like a ghast or a blaze. You know, I'd rather deal with a skeleton rather than a skeleton that can, in essence, poison me and then kill me after it's dead. So, having a movie where Steve and Alex go to literal hell would be quite terrifying, especially if they did it right. I remember back in the day, I'd watch like Minecraft movies that was just people playing through the game with their friends and then just doing it poorly, so it took like an hour and a half. But like I remember particularly one scene, and I don't remember who it was from, where they were like going to make the Nether portal, and they said like bucket, 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 and I've remembered that for years. I don't know why. They were just checking their inventory, but yeah, that's my brain.
Alright, coming in at number 3, the Endermen taking back the end. Endermen were the first 3-block tall mob ever to be added to Minecraft. They are tall with black and purple tones. Endermen take less damage from fire and lava than they do from water. The Endermen encountered in the modern day are slaves of the Ender Dragon. They have lost their free will and sanity. Sometimes their builder instincts still show as they attempt to take blocks and stack them, but it's believed that they go too far and they are too far gone to be saved. This would be a great movie plot because hey, let them be saved, right? The dragon has warped their minds and their forms, making them far taller and removing their capacity of intelligent speech. They only know how to kill now, but they cannot fight what they cannot see. Those few Endermen who were on the smaller chunks of the end when it imploded managed to avoid the dragon's control, and so they retained their original states. They can adapt quickly to the new languages, build complex constructs, teleport small distances, and remove material from the ground without tools. They are also so much shorter than their slave counterparts and possesses dexterity, making this, like I said, a crazy plot for the Endermen to take back the end. Those few that got away come back and be the heroes of the day.
But ultimately, in number 2, the beginning. In the beginning, there was one single infinitude, but then the Wither showed up and wrecked it all. The story, at least that we think happened, was that after discovering soul sand and the properties it has, the ancient builders ended up creating a Wither instead of, you know, bringing their friends back from death, because I guess that kind of happens when you mess with, you know, souls and sand that can absorb them, but they didn't think that would be, they didn't think it would be a problem. A story about the discovery and the creation of the Wither would be absolutely terrifying if they intended it to be, and I mean, like, this includes the Nether, which I've already talked about, like I said, which is literal hell, and it's a mod that we don't have much confirmed lore about, and plus, I mean, come on, that would be terrifying. And then throw in the conflict between it and the Warden, and then that could lead into another movie involving the Warden in the Quiet Place style, like I suggested. So I mean, like, I don't know, this sort of thing would be well done, and it would set up a whole load of other things. So yeah, the achievement you get for making the Wither was the beginning, and it would be the beginning of the Minecraft horror movieverse. So yeah, that puns, do it now.
Finally here at number 1, Herobrine's creation. He's the most talked about legend in Minecraft. Is he a player, an NPC, or even a ghost? Honestly, we know that maybe he might be Notch's dead brother, or so we presume. Or the Bidging, you know, the urban legend, because, you know, he's such a big urban legend, he's really out there, right? I still think he's real, I don't care what anybody says. Herobrine's creation will be the best movie for the craft to see how he was made, fake or not, creepypasta or not. or if he was made by the villagers. We do not know. That would be something we would like to see. At the end of the day, we don't really know where he truly came from. So showing that off would be so cool. And even seeing him go through his fights, gaining powers, meeting Alex Brine, falling in love, and then broken down, raining terrors over his foes. Yeah, I would definitely watch this movie for sure. Because why? He is my homie. And I expect that movie to be good and lit. Okay? Talk about dirt nasty.
You want a romance film about herobrine? You're right, that would be scary.
Hey, you see his heart get broken, okay, and then he goes on a rampage? I would like to see that, alright? But that's all the time we have.
That's all
Let's
the
go.
time we have. I was just gonna pause for dramatic effect, but f you too. Alright, there we go. Say your line. Alright, that's it, we're done. Bye. We're end the video.
There's a whole reason why I'm standing back.
You're also trying to frame you guys.
Yeah, I don't know how you were. Come on, Jay.
Don't clip that, that's not nice. The fondling part, okay, maybe, but what he just said, no.
Can you isolate him saying the fondling part, maybe?
I would like to wait until wedges come. Wedgins? I'm off this.
Remember when he was laughing? Can we cut back to when he was laughing at me because I couldn't say my first sentence? An I mean, at least I did your intro properly.
Hey, okay.